Iselian Gaming. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another 1vs1 cast of StarCraft 2, brought to you by Iselian Gaming. I am Iselian, as I always will be, and there is MaestrO, who is in the top left area of Antiga Shipyard, a fan of our opponent, who's going to be in the right-hand side, Liquid Sheth. MaestrO, always saying he is a Sheth fan. Just getting into a little bit, I've done some Sheth games recently. I had a replay pack from him. He is always so much fun to watch, and he is very nice, so well-mannered, as I talk about in other games. Hopefully this game will last longer than some of the other ones. You may notice some durations are short. I tried to make it deceivingly short or long. You'll just have to wait and see. I try not to give away games just by people saying, oh, well, in this game I can see from the duration that it's already going to be blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I want to keep that suspense. That's some of the most fun parts about esports, is you don't know what's going to happen all the time. You're just sitting here going, well, I don't know. I mean, what could go on? How could things happen? That's the excitement that we love, the drama, the suspense. Can you tell I'm a bit of an esports enthusiast? Perhaps. So MaestrO, he's ranked 148 on the Masters in North America. I'm not sure about his division, as I don't bother to check that. It's all sorts of convoluted on SC2 ranks. And let's see, looks like both are getting ready to drop their hatcheries at almost the exact same time. Almost mirror builds here. Sheth just a little smidge of a bit ahead, which leads me to think that that extra extractor trick by MaestrO did not work so well. I now keep that in mind. So, MaestrO participated at MLG Anaheim in the open bracket, not in any of the others. Leads me to think he's a bit of a California local. I said that he was ranked 148th in the overall Masters North America. That means, like, among all the Masters, that's where he is. And one of the big things is that Grandmasters is not available. I think that MaestrO, by that ranking, would have a pretty high Grandmaster spot. Of course, with Season 4, Grandmaster not open right away. MaestrO is opting for gas first, so he is going to have a bit more of a tech availability. He might want to go right into banelings. He might want to go more of a push into roaches. It really is going to be completely his call. We're just going to have to wait and see. But that gas before pool really leads me to believe that he's looking for maybe a more passive build, or at least a more defensive build. He doesn't want to push out those Zerglings like Sheth might want to. Now, Sheth actually going for... Oh, using the double trick just to get out a couple of drones, that smidge of a sec sooner before his Overlord would spawn. I think if he'd been more aware, he probably wouldn't have done that, because it does cost you minerals. Minerals you never get back. Now from Sheth, we see him going straight into a Roach Horn. He's not even bothering to get out a few Zerglings for scouting for map control. Not a single one. We have two Queens coming out from each. Speedling... I guess Zergling speed, Speedling speed, is on the way for MaestrO. For those not aware, I have talked about Sheth in a few of my other casts that I just did of his games. He's very nice, exceptionally. In fact, the community generally regards him as one of the nicest, if not the nicest, people that you will ever see pro game. He laughs at a whole lot. He loves to talk with fans. He's got... I guess the best way that I said about it in another game is that, you know, people will type GG and then they leave. Shep will type good game, well played, good luck in tournament, and then smiley face. You know, he'll do the whole 9 yards. He really is just nice. He's really nice. Now roaches are coming out for him. Of course he's nice, but he still plays to win. Roaches coming out, sniping out, spinning upon that Zergling, and their breath is so bad he just dies a horrible painful death. Now with a lot of these Zerglings, MaestrO may have been expecting Sheth to go right into a Zergling push, which meant that he would have said, great, well then I'll get Banelings, and then I'll be able to counter it. Well, wait, Roaches, nope, cancel the Banelings, let's just make a ton of Zerglings. He's got a good few opportunities for run-bys. Nice little kind of mini wall Sheth has here. I might orient it more going this way, right here. But it doesn't matter. Spine crawlers would be great, and in fact, spying a big run out from these overlords, He pulls all of his drones and his queen, except for this one little... There he goes, saying, I'm not forgetting about you, buddy. And this was the big worry that Sheth probably had, and this is the big reason why MaestrO pushed so many Zerglings, is because of run-bys, and you can see they're trying to squeeze by so desperately. These roaches proving to be a wall with a full 145 health as more continue to spawn in that extra 1 armor. The queens with 175 in their own 1 armor. The drone's just going to slip on idly by as the Zergling count diminishes, but more are flooding in. In fact, we still have 28 Zerglings on the field for only 3 roaches. The drones have to get pulled back, and they may even be called in to fight. 12 Zerglings continuing to be produced. Just the extreme mineral push coming in from MaestrO. In fact, he's still gathering gas. He may not even need to. Pulling back a few more. Coming forth, pulling back, and now that they're streaming in so much smaller numbers, he's going to have to regroup. Oh, pull those back. There we go. Rallying a few of them. In fact, a few more still even coming in. Probably just have to reset that rally point to be, yep, right there. He's getting his forces ready again, but Sheth has the roaches at the ready, along with the queen. The question is, will the Zerglings be able to get the necessary surround to bring down this queen super fast? No, because she is so fat, because she keeps spitting up all that larva. She actually is very, very easy to surround. You get that extra side. You can only fit maybe a few Zerglings around a roach. Plus roaches will do a fair bit of damage, 16 as opposed to the queen only doing 4. She does provide a very nice wall, however. And this queen's so low on health, not even bothering to pull it down. I'd love to see him drop a creep tumor, just to expedite that little bit of gap. So necessary. Now we have, excuse me, a ton of Zerglings, and MaestrO saying, well, what do I do now? Well, let's go for a Roach Warren. Okay. I've got to match my opponent. Sheth, however, a step ahead, getting the Roach plus 1 damage. And from here, we begin to see players could deviate. Usually, you'll see the general tech if early loads of Speedlings don't work. If Banelings to counter those Speedlings don't work, you move up to Roaches to overcome the Banelings, to stop the Speedlings, and then you get to the crucial plus 1, and then some choose to go for Mutas. Some go for Hydras. A lot, however, will go for Infestors, and I bet that's where we're going to be seeing Sheth go as he gets his 3rd gas now. The thing about these Zerglings is they can do a great run-by to these drones, and a lot of people are thinking just that. Why doesn't he just go to the mineral line? All the roaches are right here. Well, roaches can spit from afar. You would still lose a lot of Zerglings, probably not enough to make those very... make them cost-effective, make the attack cost-effective. He at least did snipe out a something or other. I'd wager it was a wandering Zergling from Sheth, or perhaps a little drone. Overlords, all about just, chatting, hanging out. Sup, blue? Not a lot red. Hey, so your dudes running by? Yep, going to kill your dudes? Okay, cool. Not a whole lot we can do. We can hover menacingly. And that's one of the things, is that there's not a whole lot of anti-air that Zerg can put out at the early game, not like Stalkers or Marines. So Overlords are used for a whole lot of vision. I mean, without creep, he can still see all of this area, see the direct attack path, and going to Sheth, similarly, he can see this whole opening area. He knows these Zerglings are right here. He knows exactly where they are. And he is, wow, loading up on the roaches. I have to say, I am a fan of this play. And we do have Lair has finished for MaestrO. You see that Overlord making as well as that Hydralisk in with all 40-second build time. My god, that thing finishes fast. Sheth has gotten his own Lair as well, and he's going for Gleam over Constitution, which I like. I was going to say, I played a TVZ recently, and I honestly just went Mass Roaches. They're so cost efficient. Oh my gosh. There's some Banelings being morphed in for Sheth. He knows that these Zerglings are still out and about. They could pose a serious threat, and some Banelings could end them very, very quick. In fact, almost luring them in by pulling his roaches out. Oh, these Banelings could fish just in time! Huge Baneling hits! Oh, a whole cluster, but still a good number of Zerglings swarm in, and they are going to be attacking these drones. Oh, another Baneling hit, killing 6-7 Zerglings. Banelings do one-shot those Zerglings. Meanwhile, a backstab by Sheth moving in here with a gargantuan number of roaches. Glue over Constitution getting ready to finish. He has 35 on the map. Maybe 4 of those are back at home. There you go, an exact 4. I'm just that good at counting. I can read it off the minimap. So he has 31 here. As more die, more spawn, more are coming to reinforce and pulled back. Lots of damage being done here. As you can look at this flight count, 101, about 100 to 135. both holding steady, but MaestrO slowly falling as Sheth does get a bit of a better concave. Now MaestrO being smart and getting some units up on the high ground here to help Micro. They can't be shot at that way. This queen's going to fall real quick if she doesn't. Oh, he manages to snipe the hatch out and says, that's fine, my damage is done. I am pulling back, and behind it all, getting a third. Now MaestrO is going to see this. Yes, forces are under attack, and MaestrO says, sigh. GG. And Sheth GG's in return. That is going to be it for MaestrO. Cannot recover from that, knowing that his opponent is just macroing all the more. Probably just taking his time. He might be typing something out. He might be speaking with some friends, or he may have just forgotten. No, he is actively controlling. He is still trying to hold this. You think my MMR is high enough to be GM if I'm playing you? He is just making some idle chatter, and if I had the chance to speak and play with Liquid Sheth, I would too, to be honest. Just wrapping out the game, I would say, MaestrO, I think your MMR is high enough to be GM, because I am certain that Sheth would be. I believe in you, MaestrO, and in fact, I am going to track you down, good sir. There you go. Sheth, so nice and encouraging. Keep it up. Again with the GG from MaestrO as he leaves the game. MaestrO, if he's this high up, I would like to see more from you. I might just track you down. If anybody watching this game does find him, point him my way. Maybe we can get in contact. However, this game in itself is done. I'm going to be going to the next one, and I will see you there.